just gets in the way of the water. I know, but it's like room temperature. It's okay. Hey, Jonathan Crombie! Hi,
Tim, good to know you.
Tim. Oh wow, this is quite bourgeois.
First off, let's get it out of the way. Thank you for coming in.
No, my pleasure. No, I tried for the Guinness Book of World Records when I was 8.
No way.
And yeah,
Doing
so
what?
I was pogo sticking.
Get out of town.
I got to 80 and I was like, I've done it. And then I was like, no, 18,000 I think was the record.
Whoa.
So
What?
yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get to school.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I get a note from my mom so I can keep doing it?
That's right. I just got 17,000.
It's fine. That's all grade 5. I'm good.
I lost count.
Yeah, that's right.
Damn it.
But so good for you for doing this. How are you guys keeping up? How is it?
You know what?
Right.
I'm
Going with some
honestly,
protein and
it's
stuff
okay,
here.
fair
for,
enough.
I'm on my all right, this is probably half of the Red Bull maybe. So
really? You're Red Bulling
We've
it?
got 2 cases.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh, I'm going to tune into the
But
last
they
2
gave
hours
us-
of this and just
Right?
twitching
and
away.
I haven't had caffeine
Who wants a
in
Red Bull?
literally 2 years. So I'm feeling it.
Okay.
It's good, and I haven't hit the wall yet. And
Okay.
we're
Yeah,
almost,
it's all
we're
about
almost at the
maintenance.
halfway point now.
You are? Okay.
So
That's
I'm like, holy
amazing.
crap.
Thank you, honey.
So it's, and...
Sort of like, what was that film with the marathon? They shoot horses, don't they? Do you remember that film?
Oh man, I do remember
that
that one.
dance marathon? At least they got sleep
Oh,
breaks.
yeah.
And they,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But and then we
Not
were saying
here.
we've got this stuff, but we've also got when our guests come in, they're coming in fresh. You're coming in fresh.
Yeah.
But you've also got that level of excitement, and so I'm feeding off
Oh,
that.
good.
That-
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's, and
You're
it's
keeping us alive right now.
Okay.
Keep coming.
Yeah.
And, and I know you're going to hate this interview because one, we're going to talk about Anna Green Gables.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah,
Fair
that
enough.
show.
There was a little show that I know for a fact right now, if she's awake, there's somebody in Australia just
Watching
loving
it.
this
I know,
because you
it's
are right here. So if you could just look at that camera and maybe say hi, Amanda.
Oh, right there?
Yeah.
Hey, Amanda. Is this Amanda from Australia?
Amanda from
Hey, Amanda from Australia. I hope you're enjoying this. I'm basically bald now. You probably don't recognize me, but glad to know you're tuning in. So.
Happy Saturday. Well,
Yeah, that's right.
is it still Saturday where
Yeah,
she
I don't
is?
know.
Hate to crush your old dreams there, Amanda.
But yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, it's just, yes, you've done slings and arrows, you've done, you've done
fun.
kind of conflict, you've done all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And yet, in a totally good way, you're going to be associated with this role.
Oh,
for
she's got stuff.
You're like, and this is totally meant as a compliment,
No.
that you were like the William Shatner of the Anna Green Gables universe. That you are going to be
Okay.
forever associated with that role,
Yeah.
no matter what else you do.
No, and I've
Mark
known
Hamill?
that. That's sort of I do more theater now too, and knowing that there's something that the very first thing I did. The first thing I
Yeah.
did was
Yeah.
this thing called The Housekeeper. She cooks, she cleans, she kills. Finding good help these days is murder, I think was the tagline.
I totally want to see that now.
So
just
it was
for
from that to Anne, and but it's something that's just stood the test of time,
Yeah.
and it'll continue.
And it is now. You hesitate to use the word legend. But Anna Green Gables not only as a book series, but as the television
It's a
series.
children's
is a
classic.
legend.
It's kind of
So
Like all the way through, from the book to the show to the mini series
to the musical.
to Rhoda Avonlea, like the whole
Yeah.
world
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's people, and you know what? If I
It's
had to be
PEIs.
associated with something, I'd be like,
Still.
I would be happy to be associated with that. And I'm like, fine.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to do other things.
Yeah.
But if you want to love me for this and
Forever?
yeah,
Yeah.
consider my job done.
Yeah.
I know,
I'm
even when
going
you
home.
emailed me.
And I am. And I think right afterwards, there was that feeling when you do something, oh no, am I going to be labeled
Yeah,
with this
right?
and all that.
Yeah.
And I remember I went through a few, there was a time afterwards where, I managed to get on some series. I got on Mount Royal where I was sort of playing a playboy and things like that. So I managed to sort of shake it up a bit. But I do know there was a whole long period where all I played was jilted fiancés, which had to do with sort of the second hand. I was like, okay, I got to get out of this rut. And that's when I went back to school, actually. I went back to university, and I just sort of stopped it and went back and got a BA. And that's when I went to Stratford and got into the young company and just fell in love with theater. And that's my main kind of thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is.
But no, it's a wonderful thing to be part of.
Well, yeah, and I think, looking back on it now, I'm sure at some point you're like, really, still, people are still talking about this role, whereas,
Well,
we are
Megan's
all
on Rain,
a little
and she's
older
still
now.
in.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I'm sure there's a lot
She's
of people
never getting away from that,
recalibrating
right?
her as they watch it. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, coming at it from our age
Yeah.
now, where
Yeah.
you can look back and say, you know what? Yeah, that's great.
Oh no, and it will be passed on from the from
Yeah.
the
Oh
my
parent
God,
to the
yeah,
child
that
to
is gonna
the generational
live for-
thing is going to
yeah.
happen. So
Oh man.
I know, even when you first emailed me, I called my coworker and I was like, Gilbert Blatt just emailed me. So that happened.
yeah.
Okay, back to work.
I gotta, yeah.
Was she nonplussed?
I
by
gotta
that?
respond.
She was totally nonplussed by that call, right? Oh yeah, really?
She's
Okay.
like, who's Gilbert Blatt?
Yeah.
Oh no, I called someone I knew would be
Yeah.
like jealous.
But that's awesome. And then, of course, well, with stage, what have you done on stage? I mean, are you?
With Stratford, and did just different stuff in Toronto, and then I was part of the sort of Drowsy Chaperone crowd when it started
Oh, cool.
here. So I was part of the first bachelor party thing. I played a gangster, and then actually that's what brought. I live in New York now, and so I did that show, and then they took it to New York, and then I went. Took over Bob Martin's place as man and chair in New York, and then did the tour for like 2.5 years, and fell in love with New York and doing the immigration thing, and so now I'm sort of doing it in America. Yeah, so
Wicked.
yeah, so it was, and that was so exciting. I mean, that's a really fun role and a really fun
Right.
show. I don't know if you saw it, but it's a really, really great orchestrated show.
Wow.
Really fun. So.
Now,
And
do
now
you
you're
have-
finally fulfilling that 8-year-old dream of being part of a Guinness World Record.
Oh yeah. No,
Maybe.
this was. When I saw it, I was like, yeah. My agent called. I was like,
what do I
yes.
have to do? I'm
yes.
there.
And you had the congratulations on the Indiegogo campaign
Thank
too.
you.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know about it, or I would have contributed. I just finished one myself, and I was like, oh, I know how important it is to get it, so I would have
It's so hard to
contributed.
break out of the circle of people we know.
It totally was.
It
That
is.
was the hardest
Did
part.
you do like a Facebook? Where you can Facebook and you can promote it and
Yeah.
get to different
Facebook
pages
and
and.
Twitter, and yeah, we were.
And the people we know were super supportive.
Oh
They
my
pretty
God,
much
yes.
all completely got us through
Speaking of
our
which,
goal,
is there
except for
somebody for this hour?
We're not quite at 2 o'clock yet.
All right. See?
Can you still contribute
Still on
onto the? Oh, you
No.
can.
But if you want to give us money, we'll take it.
Okay. Put 20 under your bananas.
That'll buy my
Grab
poutine.
me a
later. Thank you
hot
very
dog
much.
or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. That's right. I'll just spray you with a hose every now and then to help you through that.
Now, is there a role on the stage that you haven't played that you'd like to play?
Yeah, actually, funny enough, I was going to go back to Stratford to play Yeppy Hodov in the Cherry Orchard, which is a role I'm too
Wow.
old for now, and that's when the third Anne came up. And I immediately, actually first went, I don't know, I'm really enjoying Stratford, and then I found Megan was going to do it, and then I found out how much I'd make, and I finally just said, okay, I'll do it.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's something I missed because I was really Diana LeBlanc directed it, who directed me Romeo and Juliet, and I just really wanted to work with her again too, and so I've always felt I missed out on that. It's a great role. So, but there's
Could
other
come
stuff
back
coming
around.
up.
You never know. You could come back around.
Yeah.
Could adapt it. Sure.
Oh sure. Yeah, that's right. Cherry
think you
Orchard,
would.
decades later. Yeah.
I believe you could.
Yeah. we'll see
Cherry
that.
Orchard, the next generation.
Yeah.
And
But yeah. So that, and then I'm doing a play in Denver, but I came back to Toronto too.
Denver.
Denver,
Denver?
Colorado, a new show.
Denver,
You're doing a
Colorado.
play in Denver.
Who was somebody from Denver?
Yeah, right
Denver?
there.
Oh, going to Denver, Colorado to do, yeah. December 22nd. Yeah. Can't wait. All my pot smoking friends are like, we're going to see your show. I'm coming to see your show.
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Well,
I should have
hooray.
said that, I'm sorry.
No,
Oh,
it's
sure,
totally-
okay.
You can say whatever you like. I'm
Okay.
sure people will be, what? Gilbert Fly? Pot smoking? I don't understand. Did they do that
Colorado,
back then?
it's legal.
Is it Amanda from Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry,
She'll be,
Amanda.
she's totally shocked now.
Yeah,
She'll be
okay.
like,
What?
So.
and now she'll have
The
warring.
dream is crime.
Yeah,
I know.
she'll have warring emotions because she used to be a cop, and she's like, do I arrest him? What do I do
Yeah.
now? Yeah. So,
No.
but yeah, okay. What is? Because I've always kind of wanted to ask this question to somebody who's probably, you've probably done the press rounds, you've probably answered your share of questions.
I'm not.
What question have you always wanted to be asked and have never been asked?
Well,
That one.
if I was to do sort of the dream interview, it would be one of those rapid fire, what's your favorite color, what's your favorite movie, what's your favorite, like one of those kind
Like
of
the
things.
inside the actor's studio at the end of
Yeah,
it.
that kind of stuff. That's the kind of
Favorite
thing.
sound.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd want to get all that cerebral about it, but I just sort of like
Yeah, are
those.
you analyzing me right now?
What is this
What's my
for?
favorite sound? Does Freud want to know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Some
We haven't asked.
a cigar.
Isn't
Our
it always a
usual
baby's
question.
laugh? Isn't that what what's the sound you
Yeah.
like most? It's always a baby's laugh or something.
no,
I think so.
No,
I
you
think
know what
that's
it is?
they
I know
always say.
exactly what it is. It's the opening notes to Star Wars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that would be my happiest sound.
I think for mine for the longest time was the THX chord.
You right?
Oh, really?
In
Okay.
the theater, I was like, oh.
No, there's
You-
some ride I was on when I used to go on as a kid, and when it started, it was like they would have some sort of theme. I remember loving the ride, and so that always brings back good memories when I recollect that sound in my mind.
Favorite sport?
Probably baseball.
Favorite color?
Yellow.
Favorite movie?
Taxi Driver.
Nice. We were just
Wow.
talking about that earlier. What
Oh,
was
yeah.
Robert De Niro's name in Taxi Driver?
Travis Bickle.
Wow.
And but I
Favorite movie? He's gonna know the main
I-
character.
You never know. It was a test.
Dirty
whether or
Harry?
not.
Who was the Tatooine farm boy in Star Wars?
Yeah, so I'm not going to be able to get that. But I remember seeing Taxi Driver for the first time, and I was like 8 or whenever. It was like its premiere on TV, and
Nice.
yeah, I was at a family reunion, and I only knew sort of kids movies, and I remember putting it on and just becoming transfixed. And the only thing I knew about it was Jodie Foster, who had
Yeah.
done the
Yeah.
kid movies,
Yeah.
right? But all of a sudden, it was like these colors and
Why
the,
isn't she
and
very
right?
kid-like in
yeah, I
this?
know, and his acting and the Bernard
my
Herrmann
God, yeah,
music,
yeah.
and I remember just it was my foray into sort of adult films and just being transfixed by it, and I've watched it like dozens, hundreds maybe of times since then, and
Nice.
it holds up. And Albert Brooks, who I love, is doing his thing in it, and so
Yeah.
yeah, Taxi
Forgot
Driver.
about Albert
Good
Brooks.
choice.
How about you? Favorite movie?
Star Wars,
Star
like the
Wars,
original
okay.
trilogy, because I
Yeah.
grew up with it, obsessed over it. But also, like as a grown-up, Silence of the Lambs.
Okay, that was
Good
amazing.
evening, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember having to walk out of that and kind of sit for a second. Like some of the
Yeah.
images in that really just got you.
Even just like it's all the tight close-ups on
Oh, it
Lecter and
is.
Clarice.
Yeah.
It's like Lecter's looking right into your soul, and
Yeah.
Clarice is looking just
Yeah.
to one side of the camera. It's like she's looking at him,
Right.
he's looking at fucking me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
they did that. That he would gaze right
Yeah,
into the camera
you
and
watch
shoot.
it, and it's like it's so different to watch it on like a TV-sized screen. But when you're in the theater, that
Oh,
face
yeah.
takes up all
Yeah.
of your vision,
Yeah.
and he's just staring right at you. And I was like,
And he's unblinking in it, right?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
completely
he just
unblinking,
doesn't-
yeah,
Because he
yeah.
does that whole lizard thing.
terrifying.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
And yet
yeah.
I kind of root for him when he's trying to escape the.
No, he's got that
like,
charisma. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, well,
You put on the guy's face, man. He deserves to leave.
That's right.
those,
God.
those are some
Yeah.
high stakes right there.
Yeah, he pulled that off. He's good. Yeah, carte blanche for you. Yeah.
And just the reveal for that, where your brain just slowly makes the connections as they do.
And he
It's
sits
like,
up
oh
and
my
yeah,
god,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Pulls it off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm never good at that. Like because I remember being really surprised. It's in the elevator. He takes
Yeah.
off the thing, right?
Yeah,
And-
because the whole thing's so tense. Like there's blood dripping down. You're like, oh my god, he's on top of the elevator.
Yes. Yeah. That's
And
right.
And then they
sits up
shoot
in
the
the
leg
ambulance.
and nothing moves, and it's like
Oh, it's
they
in the
pull the
ambulance.
thing
That's
down.
right.
Yeah,
He's covered and he
That's
sits
right.
up and yeah.
they pull the
he
trap
turns
door
and looks
down,
at
and the
the
dead
guy,
body
and you're
comes
like,
out, and they're like, ah.
God, it's so good. It's
love
so
that.
good.
I need to watch that again.
That
soon.
one
Yeah.
shot of the FBI director like running through the hallway, or no, it was the girl, the black girl that was Clarice's
Right, the hot one.
friend
Right.
in the
Yeah.
in
Now,
the
here's my
academy. or
trivia.
whatever.
Who was supposed to? Somebody was supposed to do it instead of Jodie Foster. Was it?
Yeah.
It wasn't like a Holly Hunter. There's some other actress
It
that I
was,
think was
yeah.
actually scheduled to do
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
I don't know
Or
who it
I want to
was.
say Michelle Pfeiffer.
It might have
Maybe
been
might
something
be
I
right,
can't
yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might have been something like that.
It was perfect with Jodie too, 'cause she's so little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all those, every shot, she's in the morgue,
and
and
everybody
they
else is
pan
taller
around,
than
and
her.
everyone's a
Yeah.
guy, and they're all really tall.
Yes.
She gets on the elevator, and she's like,
Because you get into that
Yeah.
whole male-dominated society thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, she was amazing. And there's the scene when they're at the body and she's recording what they're
Yeah.
all saying. She's
Yeah.
so good in that
Oh,
scene.
Yeah.
yeah.
and she managed to make her voice quaver a little bit, but not
Yeah.
too much. Kind
Well,
of.
she's
thing.
always good at doing that kind of like tense, hushed talking. It's really good. Like she did it in what's the one where she's the vigilante?
Oh my
not
God.
The Lonely One or the Something One.
Or the,
Yeah, the brave one.
The Brave One. Yeah. Just that kind of, there's all this tension. It's just coming out in little breaths. And
Yeah. She
You're not
is a
sure if
talent.
she's scared or if she's gonna kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
Possibly both.
yeah, exactly.
Probably both. Yeah.
And then she'll turn around and do Nell.
Yeah.
I love Jodie.
Yeah.
Basically,
I never saw Nell. I never saw.
I
Oh,
saw
you
it the
should.
once. I
Yeah.
think.
Okay.
you should
Yeah.
go back and rewatch it because it's
Okay.
Her and Liam, right?
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Man, I haven't watched that in forever.
Hey, now I've got a
Wow.
question. Here's my
Do it,
plug
man.
for
Do
something
it.
I'm doing. and we're trying to figure out how to end this. And this is what we did our Indiegogo
All right.
campaign.
All right.
Am I allowed to do that, or is that
Oh, yeah.
taboo?
Totally.
Okay. I just directed a documentary with a friend of mine, John Mitchell, about Ishtar. You know, remember the film
I
Ishtar?
remember, yeah.
A7 Dustin
Oh
Hoffman
my
Ward
God,
Baby.
yeah.
So,
My dad had it on 2 VHS tapes because it was too long to fit on one.
okay. And did you like it? Were you a fan? Or
I
no?
really don't remember.
'Cause I was a huge fan, and you know it was
Really?
just decimated.
There were
right?
horses,
It
right?
was. There were horses.
Camels.
Camels.
A blind camel. You don't remember the blind camel?
didn't have
So we
one
did this documentary, and we started out where my friend just went to the, I'll tell you the story if I've got
Do it.
My friend was at a party, and they said, "What's your guilty pleasure?"
Mm-hmm.
And people were like, Alf, or whatever they, yeah. Hair
Anna Green
Supply.
Gables.
Yeah.
Glass Tiger I dropped yesterday.
But and he said Ishtar, and they said, "You're just making fun of the game. Nobody can like Ishtar." And he realized that nobody there had seen it, so he went to the library the next day to get it, and there was a waiting list of 50 people.
No.
And he called me and told me this, and I said, "Well, check everything else. Citizen Kane, 4 Weddings and a Funeral, like check
Yeah.
everything." And it was like 3 people, 2 people, 4 people. He said, "Why are all these people waiting for Ishtar?" And so I said, he said, "Let's get a camera and film me trying to meet one of the people that's on the waiting list with me. See if I can track them down through the library to get it."
Nice.
So we started doing that, but then we went to New York to see Elaine May do an interview about Ishtar, and we got introduced to all these people involved in it. So it turned in then to a story about what happened to Ishtar with.
Wow.
We got interviews with Elaine May, Charles Grodin, Carol Kane, and Paul Williams, who wrote the songs and all this
Wow.
stuff. But we have yet to get Hoffman and Beatty, Dustin Hoffman and Warren Beatty. And so if anybody's watching this, or if you guys have any tricks or ideas about what to do, what's the best way to approach, what's the best way to, like, what would you say?
Costume.
Show up in a costume?
As a camel, both of you. I don't know.
You'd just be arrested. So, I know this is shameless, but we're really like, what, do we just do a pitch letter? We'll send a little trailer?
Yeah, you can.
I don't.
I mean, I think, yeah, you can go the picture letter and the trailer point way, and then you can have like everybody just tweet at them.
And like peer pressure. Everybody else has talked to us.
Yeah, well, that's what we're.
Tweet at them.
Okay, so just sort of build up the sort of
Oh,
like
yeah.
social media following
Yeah.
and
Hell
support
yeah.
of that.
No.
Okay, and I know that's been bad to sort of bring it, but
No,
we're
do it,
literally
please.
trying to rack our brains. There must be an actual way that's just not the way with integrity.
Oh, yeah.
Something that's a little special. That's how to get
Mm-hmm. And it's gonna be memorable, and yeah.
There's got to be a way that doesn't have integrity.
Yeah,
that
we don't care about dignity. We just need to
I would
have
totally see
actual
that.
impact.
I love those kind of films that talk about the making of and where's this movie now and what happened, and I love those kind of films.
Oh yeah, yeah. Are you big documentary fans, or? You think,
I will watch almost any documentary. All it's got to do is just hold my interest. It's got to be a subject that even just remotely interests me, and I will sit and watch it.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it doesn't matter the subject matter. It can be dark as hell or just
Yeah.
really light and fun, and I will sit there and watch
Yeah,
it.
same here. Like I just saw the trailer for Kung Fu Elliot. Have you heard of
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
which I
I
can't
saw
wait
that
to see it.
at Hot Docs.
Oh, you did see it?
I did see it.
How, okay, what's it?
It's good. I wanted to slap this guy like 5 minutes into the film. I'm like, you are an idiot, and you deserve everything that's going to happen to you because
So is the idea he's just got this dream to be a...
I don't want to ruin it for you.
Okay.
There's a twist halfway through it. I'm like, holy shit, and I was just because I thought literally that it's just about this guy trying to make this movie, and that's what I went in expecting, and you get that, and then you get something else, and I'm like, wow.
Okay.
So yeah, so I will not ruin it.
Okay.
See it if you get a chance.
definitely going to see it. Yeah. I went and saw
Yeah.
Nightcrawler. It was the trailer
Oh
before
yeah.
Nightcrawler.
Okay.
Right on.
Okay. That's the kind of one I want to see. I've heard good things about Jake Gyllenhaal and that.
It's yeah, okay. No, it was
I
good.
can wait
It
for
was good.
Netflix. I'm good.
Yeah, it was good. Are you Netflix people or?
Man, I love my Netflix.
Ah, God, I just can't. It's too much of a commitment to me when I say I will choose this. I like the flicking around, and it's like, and I have to choose something, and I just.
Well,
get
I've got
freaked
an IP adapter as well, so it gets me access to the Canadian one, the UK one, and the British.
Oh, wow,
or
okay.
the American one, and who else is really good is the Swedish one. They're all really so. And I just right now I'm not using it so much for movies as it is working my way through television series.
Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
binge watcher or you'll do?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I started watching Friday Night Lights, and
Oh,
I am
okay.
not a football fan.
And Sopranos, and you're not a.
Yeah.
Not a Mafia fan?
I'm not, but HBO sent me the complete series on Blu-ray.
Oh. Oh wow.
There's a
Because
hit
it-
on him now for not saying he's not a
Yeah.
Mafia fan.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm already like 3/4 of the way through the first season. I'm like, this is fantastic. It's fantastic writing. It's fantastic acting. and the pacing and everything.
This is Friday Night Lights you're talking about, right?
Both of them.
Both of them,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
And it's all just so good.
Yeah.
And I can see why I didn't like Sopranos when I tried to come to it like when it first came out, but now coming at it a little older, sure, but also just from the fact that, I can watch it as objectively and watch it like as a story, as, how things are put together. I'm like, this is fantastic television.
Well, you also, if you're like me, I'm one of those people that if something really hits pop culture hard and becomes the cool thing, like The Simpsons.
Yeah.
When it first started out
I'm
and people were
not
saying
gonna watch
cowabunga,
Yeah.
I was like, total reaction to that. And then later on, oh, this is genius. This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I was like that with South Park. I was there at the beginning of South Park, and then as soon as it really, really took off, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of done with you now.
Yeah.
Because now everybody likes you.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool when it was me, and it was.
Yeah.
And you could talk about it with like some select friends who knew what it was.
Yeah.
It was like know where a secret club is, where then everybody knew where it was. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go play
Everybody's
something
in my
up that's
damn
cool.
club.
Yeah.
I remember feeling really bad about Seinfeld because when I first saw it, I was like, well, nothing really happens in it. And I was like, oh, that's the point. I didn't realize that. It felt really stupid. I was like, oh, I'm too stupid to pick up the point.
I just didn't understand it. But,
So
yeah,
favorite
no,
TV
it's
show
good.
then? What's favorite?
Favorite TV show of all time?
Yeah.
Quantum Leap.
Oh wow, with Scott Bakula and what's his name?
Dean Stockwell.
And Dean Scott.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That is one of two moments that I got like completely starstruck. I mean, and I don't get starstruck anymore because I've got to the point where you guys are just it's your job.
You're just a person,
Yeah,
Jonathan.
you're just a person doing your thing, which is good. So I can see you as a human being, and I love that. But with Scott Bakula, I couldn't. I mean, I had identified with his character for so long. Wow. I was a wreck when I met him, and I'm like,
Like just blah 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 kind of rap.
yeah. I mean, I'd written a post for the blog, and I printed it up so I could give it to him, and I went through his line. We had our picture with Dean and Sam. Dean and Scott. And we had the picture, and we walk out of the picture, and I'm like, Sue, I need a minute, because I was shaking, my throat was tightening, and then I went through his line. I knew I couldn't afford his autograph or anything because we'd already paid for the picture. And I went through his line. I was talking with like his handler / agent, and I'm like, I was fine, everything's great, blah, 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 blah. Get in front of Scott, and I lost everything. I'm like, I just wanted to say thank you. I read a blog, I wrote this. You can throw it out as soon as I give it to you, but I just wanted to say thank you.
You're welcome.
He shook my hand. He's like, thank you
And he
for
threw it
watching.
out.
He threw it out as soon as I walked away. But but yeah, that one just threw me. Whereas everybody else, it's like, no, I mean, you guys are just doing your job, and if especially, and this is not in a bad way, if it's Canadian actors and Canadian talent, then they are happy to come in and talk about it.
Yeah.
Because for some reason they haven't got the attention they should. Which isn't necessarily true, but it kind of feels true.
Well,
so it's not meant as a slight in any way. It's just,
but
but it's like these people are really good at their job, and they're just not getting the recognition they deserve.
Yeah, they're also passionate about it usually.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the thing. Canadians are totally passionate about their arts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you say also like the attention they deserve. I mean, in a way, I kind of know what that means because it's sort of in a way. Actually, there's something sort of very refreshing and nice to know that in Canada you can go from TV and this and you're never sort of slotted or put in,
there's
or
no
the attention's
stigma.
not there that actually can paralyze you at
Yeah.
times.
Yeah,
So
because there's no stigma from saying, okay, well, you're shooting a movie this week. I'm gonna go do a television series
and then do a
next
search
week.
commercial.
Yeah.
And there's and nobody's looking down and you say, oh, now you're a TV actor.
Yeah, and it can be quality stuff, but you're just not sort of kind of corralled into what you. Yeah.
And there is so much quality television going on right now.
There really is.
So honestly, I'd rather be in a TV series than a movie.
Yeah.
Because you get longer character arcs and you get time to develop your characters. So.
Yeah. I've just been watching that Olive Kittredge thing on
Oh,
HBO.
yeah.
Damn, she's good.
Yes, she is.
She's pretty.
Yeah. Now, if you wanted to go back to a TV series, what TV series would you like to be on?
Oh my God.
That's a great.
That's a really well for you to ask. Like one that's on?
Yeah.
Well, my favorite one, and if they ever brought it back, Dick Van Dyke Show.
Nice.
Oh my God! If I could be in that office with Buddy and Sally, I always think when I remember seeing When Harry Met Sally, the movie, I was like, there should
love
be a
that
movie
movie.
When Buddy Met Sally about
Make it.
yeah, okay.
You can do it.
But that would be the one. I mean, that to me was like the perfect show because it was like,
Nice.
it was just had sort of sketch comedy feel and sitcom feel and just sort of, it was great. So
Wicked.
something like that. I
Excellent.
could trip over a ottoman
With the best of them.
with the best of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right there next to Dick Van Dyke.
Yes. Who I did meet, and I didn't get all that. Yeah, I was doing a show down south in Texas, and he and his brother were doing the Sunshine Boys
Oh,
just
wow.
before.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
when we were in rehearsals, they were doing that, and I remember him coming into the green room and talking to him. It was
See?
quite a thrill.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That is perfect. I see Casey on deck. She must be ready.
Swords.
All right.
Cool.
Well, Jonathan, thank you. This
Thank
has been
you so
amazing.
much. No, and really helped me get my
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah.
By being part of this.
Exactly.
But best of luck, you guys.
And
I'm
anything
so-
we can
Thank you
do,
so
like
much.
to help with the campaign, or talk it up, get you back in at some
In a
point
couple
to
of
talk it
days,
up.
how long,
Yeah.
how much longer is it going
Yeah,
on?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well,
Keep
sure.
us in the loop for it.
Yeah,
'cause
definitely.
We're
definitely.
all over that
Okay,
kind of
all right.
stuff.
Okay, break a leg with this, you guys.
Thank
really
you.
good
No, we
job.
don't wanna
All right,
break a
it was a
leg.
pleasure.
Awesome. Thank you.
Jonathan
Crombie, everybody.
Crombie!